Hi everyone, this is Jay and I'm here with Van, and today we're going to continue our study and discussion of my book Start, Lesson 28. Lesson 28 is the Holy Spirit sets apart and transforms. The Holy Spirit sets people apart and the Holy Spirit, transforms people. But Van, let's start by talking about what we were, who we were, before we became Christians. Start off by reading 1 Timothy 1, verse 13.
Even though I was formerly a blasphemer, a persecutor, and an arrogant man, but I received mercy because I acted out of ignorance and unbelief.
So here what the Apostle Paul is doing is he's describing himself. He was saying that formerly, before he became a Christian, he was someone who would blaspheme God. He was a persecutor of Jesus' church, and he was an arrogant person. And yet, oh, how the Holy Spirit, transformed Saul, who we know today as the Apostle Paul. So, Van, I ask you, what are 3 words that you would use to describe yourself prior to becoming a Christian?
This will be a great reminder. I think of the word ignorant. Not only did I not know the truth, but I wasn't interested. I think of the word depressed because I was bored a lot of times with life prior to becoming a Christian. And lastly, I think of the word impulsive. I indulged in a lot of risky behavior, and it's interesting to think about how those words play off of each other. My ignorance kind of led into my depression, and boredom, which led into my impulsive, risky behavior.
Yeah, they definitely fed off each other. And I find this is just an amazing time to celebrate the work of the Holy Spirit because, Van, if I had to choose 3 adjectives to describe you, do you know what they'd be?
Oh no.
Oh, here we go.
Uh-oh.
I would choose faithful. I believe that you're ultimately faithful to God, but you're a faithful husband and you're a faithful dad and you're faithful in the ministry that we have together. I think of the word reasonable. You are a logical person. You are very calm and even in the way you think through situations. And by God's grace, I don't view you as depressed anymore at all. I view you as someone who is joyful. And whether we're talking about the man who was named Saul, who became the Apostle Paul, or we're talking about, Van, the person you used to be, the life you used to live, and the person you are now, I believe that it's just an opportunity to celebrate God the Father's work through Jesus, but by the power of the Holy Spirit. So what we're going to do in the rest of our discussion is we're going to talk about 3 different ways that the Holy Spirit, sets us apart and transforms us in the core of our being, all to the glory of God.